So, hi everyone, today I'll be talking about the movie North Country, focusing on ethical issue from chapter 5 until 8. So, this movie is based on a real event and show the struggles of women working in the male-dominated mine. I will cover issues like environmental, privacy, discrimination, harassment, and also the employee responsibility to keep workers safe. I will also mention some of the key characters like Josie, Sherry, Dom Pearson, Adrian Parrish, and also Bobby, and the specific scene that really happened in this movie. So in chapter 5, we'll be touching about the environmental and pollution. So this movie touched on environmental and safety concern. Well, this is the main focus, but there are also scenes that showing how the mine operation leave dust, debris everywhere. And workers like Josie and Sherry are exposed to a harsh condition. You can see that the company only focus on maximizing production and ignoring the long-term impact on the land and also the surrounding area. So even though that this movie doesn't show a huge environmental disaster, but it's clearly that no one is really thinking about the pollution and work safety. So this set of the stage can show how unsafe and the hostile workplace we can see in this movie. So next we'll be touching about privacy issue. So in this movie, privacy is a big problem for the female worker. In one scene, we can see that the locker room are vandalized with humiliating words and personal items like food container are being prankled. For example, we can see that in one scene, when Sherry and her female worker are eating at cafe, her lunchbox are being prankled by the male worker with putting on a fake sexual object inside. This shows how humiliating the male workers towards the female worker. Another scene was about Bobby physically pushing Josie while she was working, and the supervision doesn't do anything at all. The woman's personal space are completely unsafe, and the management, including the supervision, doesn't intervene to helping the workers. So this highlight about how privacy isn't just about the personal space, it's also about safe and respected, which was clearly missing in this movie. So now we'll be talking about discrimination and sexual harassment in this chapter, which is chapter 7. So this is where the movie really hits hard. There are female workers like Josie and Sherry are constantly harassed and discriminated by the male worker. I can try to talk about a few sense that how the male worker are trying to humiliate the female worker. So the first thing is about the Sherry shirt was being soiled by a male worker when she opened her lock and show and see how sad when she faced that her shirt is being soiled by the male worker. How humiliating when she was trying to facing just to being normal by working in the scenes in her working area, but still she being unrespected by the male worker. Next, about sexual and insulting words are written all over the mine area, but only targeting the woman and especially from the male worker. This doesn't have any intention, but they just written the words, cruel words everywhere. They are also seen like Bobby harassed Josie while she was working, showing that physical intimidation where Bobby are intended to make Josie feel uncomfortable. And also the union meeting. Usually whenever Josie would try to speak, she was always being interrupted and also humiliated, showing how unfair the union tried to even to protect her. Management is also the part of the problem. Dom Pearson, the mine director, completely ignored the harassment and complaint protects the company image over the worker. He even suggests the harassment is normal and the woman should get used to it. Adrian Parrish, the Josie direct management, dismissed her complaint and tell her to stop complaining. Instead, she tell her to be normal in order to prioritize the male worker. So all these incidents show how a culture where discrimination and harassment are being normalized, making it incredibly hard for women to feel safe and respected at this work. So in chapter 8, we'll be touching about the employee ethical duty to ensure a safe workplace. So in this movie, we can see that this completely a failure, totally failure where the management are totally useless. We can see that in the locker room, where the male worker are totally can free enter in this room whenever they want by doing those vandalization and also humiliating by pranking their item, especially towards the female worker. Next, Dom Pearson and Adrian Parrish. Totally, I can say they are totally a failure manager where they fail to take action whenever there are any incident like pranks, vandalization and also physical intimidation are being reported by the female worker. Instead of it, those two persons tell those female workers to being normal. How that even possible can such a human to talk to other when somebody are being facing any insulting? Instead of it, they more prioritize and protect the male worker instead to try to help those female workers. And also, the union fail to support female worker when whenever Josie try to speak out and try to speak on how she being faced and being humiliated by the male worker, instead of it, she being shouted down, insulted, and totally ignored whenever she trying to speak up. So all of this thing we can show that because of this kind of failure, women are being exposed to physical, emotional, and also psychological harm. This movie show how ethical leadership is not just about the rule, but it's also about the action and protection and also accountability. But all of these key terms are totally missing out in this movie. So to wrap up from chapter 5 until chapter 8, I can say that indeed this movie is really harsh to see from the beginning till the end. Like, you can't imagine that this story is truly happened in real life. Yeah, we can really say that we can't even relate ourselves in their story, but try to imagine if your family members or even though your future daughter work in those toxic area, when they expected to being normal and treated fair, to work hard and gain income to support their lifestyle. Instead of it, they being unrespected by the co-worker. How sad to say. So to wrap up, North Country is more than just a story about a mind. It's a real lesson ethics, from environmental harm to violation of privacy, discrimination, harassment, and also lack of employee responsibility. This movie has shown how ethics are completely ignored. Characters like Josie and Sherry face incredible challenge. I'm proud. I can say that I'm very proud of Josie brave up herself and speak up for her unfairness that she faced in her workplace. So this is a powerful reminder that organization must always to take care about her workers and also the environment. It's not just a production or public image. It's a human responsibility to helping each other. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.